Guys, aliens. It's like, yeah, no one's ever said there's aliens before. Are you kidding me? We've been through this before.
I want to talk more a little about wrestling.
But a lot of people on social media are like, was it too? Was it too?
A little too late.
Yeah, right.
It's too late now. It's the worst thing in the world.
Penn State has that clutch factor.
That's right, man.
Where do you think that comes from?
I wish I knew because I've experienced it. Like it's something to me too. But my main match today was Thomas Gilman, so we have some battles. He did, I'll admit it.
Well, your ear blew open, right?
Yeah.
How's a match looking between you two?
I don't know. What's your moves?
It's not like crack. You can't just keep doing
it.
Yeah.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Clash of Combat Podcast. We're joined with today none other than Nick Lee. Nick, how's it going?
Good. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. How has life been for you recently?
Pretty good. We've been busy. We got national team camp going on right now. Team USA, that is. So it's just practice and rest and practice and business stuff too. So
okay,
yeah, it's a busy life. That's how we like it.
Talk about your business a little bit.
Sure. Yeah, my business is called Wakia. It's a fitness apparel business, and we just offer a variety of athletic and athleisure apparel. It's good, high quality stuff. It's all stuff that I wear. My kind of vision for it is the stuff that I wear every day for my workouts. And I've also been a guy. I've always worn sweats like everywhere my whole life since I was a kid. Just because you guys are wrestlers, you know how it is.
Sure.
So it's just stuff that I like to wear, and hopefully people enjoy it. And we've gotten really good feedback, and it's been doing pretty well. So,
what was your reasoning for starting it?
I just wanted a way to kind of share my. I guess I don't really have great style, but
now you do.
now I do. So I kind of wanted a way to share my message and put myself out there a little more and hopefully provide people with good quality products. I know that the wrestling apparel market is pretty crowded, but it's more for people who are just interested in fitness in general. And yeah, I just wanted to offer something a little bit different.
Where does that name come from?
So it's a Lakota word, and it's a sky spirit or a thunder spirit or a thunder bird, depending on the mythology. And it's kind of a powerful myth, and so to me it kind of represents the power within ourselves to do whatever we want, really, and that's something that I've always believed in. I really do believe that each person has power within themselves to achieve whatever they want to, whatever that may be. It's just kind of a question of tapping into that and finding it, and so that's what it represents for me.
Yeah. So did you know that word existed before you made the business?
I'm a history nerd, so okay. I'll lay in bed and I'll have a Wikipedia article open of something that I looked up earlier in the day that came up in conversation or whatever, and then I'll just click the hyperlinks and I'll just keep reading new Wikipedia articles. And
Wikipedia
is not always the most reliable,
sure.
But you go to different sites and and so I had heard of the word before, and then I was brainstorming with my dad, who's my business partner. We were kind of brainstorming, okay, well, what are we going to name this company? And we thought it was kind of a cool and a little bit of a different approach to take, so that's what we went with.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Are you looking for brand sponsors?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to sponsor some people. I do gifted sponsorships right now. I don't exactly have the money to put out.
Sure.
So
I've seen
working on that.
I've seen some teammates been repping it and you've been posting them.
Yeah, that's the nice part about teammates.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're turning all the boys into models.
Yeah.
That's right, man.
Best looking team in the country, right?
Yeah.
Wait. It was a while ago. Whenever Anthony Cassar graduated, I think it definitely took our average down, but we're still doing it.
Oh, wow.
So,
man. Dude, you got to get him in there with the toothpick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
true.
man.
That'll change things.
He's I don't know if he would really wear a shirt if I put him in any of my pictures, though, so that would be the main issue.
Like a crop top to a podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Not your style?
Not exactly. But I respect Tony.
Man, so a little deeper message. What defines you think?
Yeah, what defines me? Well, I'm a Christian, so I believe I'm a child of God, and other than that, I'm Nick Lee, man. And then, as far as what else defines you. It's just whatever you do in life, not necessarily what you achieve, but your character and how you treat people and your relationships that you build. And I think most of that's been positive, hopefully. So,
What was the journey like in your faith?
yeah, I mean, I was raised Catholic, so I think something you see with people that are raised in strong faith, sometimes it doesn't mean as much to them just because it's kind of just part of life. And so I definitely experienced that. And then, as I got older and, you are trying to achieve great things while hitting great obstacles, right? You kind of start to search for things, whether it's spiritually or whatever. And so I think whenever you're trying to do challenging things, I think it's inevitable that you end up reaching out for God or for faith in some way. And so, in my journey through wrestling and my personal life, I definitely just through challenges found that faith was something that is something I could rely on. So it's definitely not like anyone who comes to their faith or was born into their faith, they'll tell you it's never like an easy road. It's very rocky, but that's the point. So
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I think I agree with you on, being raised Catholic and, whether it's going to church every day or every Sunday, with your family and stuff. And it's hard to really make your own, I guess, beliefs and mental clarity about religion. And so I think, now that you're in on your own, of course, growing through adulthood is you can formulate your own decisions and, whether that be studying the Bible more so recently. So
yeah, and you definitely need to be critical. And I'm a big person on like criticizing your own beliefs and breaking them down. It's the same thing. Wrestling, thankfully, is something that can apply to life, right? If you're wrestling and practicing some sort of wrestling move and you never have anybody look at it with a critical eye, then it's never going to improve, right? If you don't ever wrestle anybody that it stops that move, and then you get to your tournament and someone's stopping that move, then you haven't done your job. So I think it's the same thing with your political or religious beliefs, whatever they are. Definitely challenge them, challenge yourself, and I think that's the best way to growth.
Was there ever a point where you questioned your faith?
Oh yeah, absolutely, every day. Yeah, I mean, every time I wrestle Zane and his hands go into my face, I'm like wonder what's going on. But no, it's that's kind of the definition to me of faith, especially if it's Christian faith. You're going to question it, and so that's where the word faith comes in, right? Is whether or not you're carrying out the proper actions each day. Your thoughts and stuff, you can control them somewhat, but you're definitely going to have thoughts and doubts. That's just part of life. And so I think the question at the end of the day is, well, how do you act on them, and how do you act out your faith in life?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I want to talk more a little about wrestling.
Yeah,
So, to the U.S. Open,
sure.
you versus Mr. Bartlett.
That's right, man. The semifinal of the century.
Yes. So I asked Beau about it on his thoughts a month or so ago.
Yeah.
What was kind of your experience with that whole situation, with the match being overturned after the fact?
It's always weird whenever you wrestle somebody from your own team, because you both know exactly what each other are going to do. And then the question is, okay, well, we both know exactly what each other is going to do. So, like, what's the other person going to do to, like, throw that off? Yeah. So it's really interesting. And Beau's obviously an incredible wrestler and definitely proved, where he's at in his career. And then, yeah, it was weird. I was a little confused afterwards, so disappointed. And, the reffing at USA Wrestling events is never great.
Why not?
I shouldn't say that. I don't know. I think at that specific tournament is because we had a lot of kids wrestling and stuff as well. And so you're bringing in a lot of different people that have, different amounts of experience. And I don't necessarily know if it was the referee's issue, or I'm not exactly sure what happened, but I would say that you need to get that call right on the mat, just for all kinds of reasons, right? But yeah, I mean, it was definitely weird. Like, I'm like walking out to go like cut my weight or whatever, and then they're like, "Hey, you won," and I was like, "Oh, well, I still got to go cut my weight." So cool. But yeah, really, really interesting. So I've been wrestling senior level freestyle now for a little over a year, but I still don't like, I don't read the rule book or anything, so I don't really know exactly what was going on, and I don't really keep track during my match or anything. I just try to score. So yeah, I didn't really know what the issue was. So yeah, just a weird spot, and I think if you're officials, then you got to have that stuff figured out. I know it's a confusing sport, but it's our sport, so
Yeah.
there's definitely more confusing sports out there.
Did you have any idea that, like, when you were on the mat, they raised his hand? Were you like, wait?
I didn't know. I didn't know what the deal was. I knew it was tied, and I saw that he had criteria, and so I just kind of assumed
That was
he had
right.
criteria on the scoreboard, right? And so I just kind of assumed that he had criteria, which was why at the end you'll kind of see, like, I'm like kind of trying to rush him out of bounds, so that's why I was going for that. And so I didn't know at all that I had criteria on the score book or whatever it was. So, and actually the people who brought attention to it, I think, were my old club coaches from whenever I was in high school.
Yeah, because you guys had no coaches, right?
Well, we have coaches in our corner, but we just kind of, we keep it even. Like, no one's favoring someone else, right? So the coaching staff will kind of, figure that out amongst themselves, and it's, it's everyone's happy with it.
Yeah. And he was saying then it's, of course, it sucks almost that you have to lose your own teammates. You're like happy for them, but you're like sad for yourself.
For sure, yeah. It's the worst thing in the world. And I wrestled teammates a couple of times, I think, Beau, and then I wrestled Zane at the Olympic trials, and it's like, that's like it's the worst feeling in the world, because it kind of takes my mindset of, I'm just going to go have fun, and, I'm not wrestling, not that you don't care about other people, but it's not about who you're wrestling. It's just about you enjoying yourself. But whenever you have a very tight-knit team, that kind of goes away, because you always also want your teammate to achieve their goals. So it's a little bit rough, but that's the sport. So
if Beau were to have won, and then say he wins the Open, how do you think the match between him and Yianni at Final X would have went?
Well, they wrestled at 49, which that wasn't really Beau's weight. But, I mean, Beau has continually showed improvement in every situation, and I think that he, coming off of a college season, is going to wrestle really well in anything like that. I think people think that coming off a college season into senior freestyle is a disadvantage, but I think it's actually an advantage. My best freestyle tournaments have been right off the college season, right into it, right? So I think that he would have went very well for him. I won't say I think who would have won the series or what the matches would have been, because I don't know, but I think that Beau would have wrestled extremely well, and he is a very smart and intelligent wrestler. So as far as game planning goes and stuff, he's capable of all that. He's definitely not someone who's just going to be the same wrestler every time. So I mean, I think he would have done well. I won't say if someone would have won or whatever, because I think most people thought I would have lost too. So I don't think Beau's necessarily going in as the favorite, but I don't think that means much in USA Wrestling, man. Everybody's killers.
It's so weird out here, because it's like, for us coming in here, every time I say the name Beau, it's like, which Beau are you talking about?
Dude, and there's Beaus that people don't even know about too. We had another wrestler named Beau Pfeiffer who's here for a long time.
There's probably even more too.
And he was really good too, because we went to the Southern Scuffle last year. We were at the Southern Scuffle, and he was placed on the opposite side of the bracket as Nolf. He was a 157 pounder, and he just pinned everybody. Pinned everybody, and everyone was like, "Oh, like, is he gonna give Nolf a good match?" And then I think Nolf kicked his butt a little bit. But I mean, we've had Beaus in and out of here, so and it's always spelled differently.
Yes, I noticed that too. Every time, dude.
Question: you being a Penn State guy, winning natty titles, team titles. Now you're on the world team. Do you ever get numb of winning?
No. Winning is really fun. Winning's really fun, and I think that if you ever get tired of it, all it takes is like a loss to make you want to start winning again, right? Because we were, what year would that have been? My junior year. It would have been the year that they canceled nationals because of COVID. We had been undefeated for so long, and then we have a little bit of a young team, and we're in a little bit of a rough spot, and we ended up losing a duel to Arizona State, and so that was kind of, everyone hated that, and you kind of, we were at a point where everyone's expecting to win, but everyone has to do their job. And so I think if you get to a point where everyone's expecting to win, everyone just thinks that it just happens. I think the same thing happens with big companies sometimes. They make a ton of money, and everyone forgets why the money comes in, because people work hard, right? And so, not that we don't have guys working hard, but it was a young team, and we had some things to improve on. And then, that kind of kicked us in the butt, and by postseason, I think we were in good shape to go win the Nationals. And it ended up getting canceled, but yeah, so sometimes that's just what it takes. But no, winning is a lot of fun. I don't get tired of it.
Yeah. I mean, always at NCAAs, it just seems like Penn State has that clutch factor. Where do you think that comes from?
I don't know, man. I wish I knew, because I've experienced it. Like, it's something to me too. But I think that all of us have faith that we can win in those situations. And I think that's something that is important. The fact that we believe that we have that clutch factor may even be, bigger than any actual clutch factor. So I don't know. Maybe it doesn't exist. It's like a phantom. But there's something there, right? There's something there. I think maybe Cael brought it, or Beau Nickel maybe. I don't know. But it's been going well. But yeah, I think like faith in those moments is probably most important.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Are you missing out on your favorite TV show because it's not in your region? Or are you annoyed because of all the blasting ads always on your screen? Well, let me introduce you to NordVPN. If you're bored of US streaming services, why not take it for a spin in the UK? Using NordVPN with a click of a button, you can do just that. No need to travel to Japan for your favorite anime when NordVPN can bring it right to you. With over 5,000 plus server options, no show is out of your reach. Grab your exclusive NordVPN deal by going to nordvpn.com/COC to get a huge discount and 4 additional months for free. And it's completely free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. There's literally no risk with the 30-day money-back guarantee, so give it a try, and if you like it, great. If you don't, they'll issue a refund and act like nothing ever happened. Check out my link in the description to get started today.
The DopamineO is a resistance band used for building muscle and improving athletic performance. The unique thing about it is that it's longer, stronger, and more elastic than any other resistance band. With Dopa, you can work on strength, endurance, technical skills, and muscle growth. Dopa can be used as a portable multi-trainer that you can carry with wherever you go, to even the most beautiful places in the world. Join DopamineO and the world's #1 resistance bands with the largest online training center. And a word about our service: full 1-year warranty with quick delivery to your home. If you don't like it, we'll give you your money back. So there is no more excuses. Join DopamineO today to change your workout routine forever.
Before we get too sidetracked off of Final X,
sure,
we got to talk about the 2 matches with Yianni.
Yeah, man.
I mean, you swept Yianni.
Well, close matches each, but
yeah. But, I mean, that's pretty awesome. And I mean, the second match, I mean, you're wrestling, so it's not under your control. But a lot of people on social media are like, "Was it 2? Was it 2?" At the end of the second match. Do you think it was 2?
Yeah, I mean, they reviewed it and it was 2, so I'm going to go with 2.
I just feel like a lot of people are like, I don't know, giving opinions that they...
No matter what you do, someone's going to say something. Like, Beau is taking people down left and right in the UFC, and then I saw something on social media and it was like, Beau's really got to work on his wrestling now. So, you're always going to have people that are... saying something or other, and that's understandable because there's people that obviously want Yianni to win. There's people that want me to win, and so you're gonna have 2 groups of people saying 2 different things. So understandable, but at the end of the day, they reviewed it and gave me the 2, which obviously I'm happy about. But who knows? Maybe it wasn't.
Yeah. Maybe.
A little too late.
Yeah, right.
It's too late now. Yeah.
Now you're 5 weeks off from Worlds, right?
Uh-huh.
How do you think that's gonna go?
I think it's gonna go well. We've been training, pretty hard. And we have a very good team. We have a lot of kind of first-time world team members. And wrestling internationally is definitely very different. I've only wrestled in 2 senior level tournaments at this point, and first one didn't go so well. Second one was in Hungary just a little bit ago, and that went a lot better. And so we're just looking to keep, making improvements and I think it's going to go well, and I think as a team we're also going to do extremely well. So
For you personally, what do you think is the difference between USA Wrestling and different countries?
I think that in other countries they have a little bit of a more, relaxed feel. Maybe not necessarily a relaxed approach, but they're definitely not full speed like a lot of American wrestlers are. American wrestlers seems like they want to grab you, they want to get a hold of you, and they want to impose their will. Where I think foreigners sometimes a little bit more tricky. And I would say another thing is their approach to training is different, not just at the higher levels, but from the time that they're kids. And so it's almost a different sport, and it's a lot of technique. That's another thing that foreigners, I feel like, spend way more time technique, where we're lifting 3 times a week. They're technique. So it's just a different approach from a younger age, and so it's going to be a different feel, and so you just have to kind of relax a little bit and adapt, I think.
Yeah, me and Crosby were talking about this earlier, how it just doesn't make sense for USA to not win across the board because how good USA is.
Yeah.
Like when you got this national team camp, and like who are all the guys like coming in? Like I heard DeSanto was here, so Lee was here.
Yeah,
I mean tons of
everybody.
everyone.
Yeah, everybody. So and they're not always here for the full time, but just a few days coming in makes a big difference. Getting to roll with them. I rolled with DeSanto earlier in the week, and Spencer was here, and we got Yianni and McKenna here at my weight, so it's just really good partners, just really good room. And but foreigners really good too, and they have stacked up lineups as well, and it's also you get guys from like Dagestan. You could have somebody you've never heard of from Dagestan come and just win a world championship. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Magomedov?
Yeah, that's just what they do. So but especially I think like at the lower weights, they're usually like kind of smaller.
Sure.
So it's you never really know. But I would say right now where USA Wrestling is with our depth is definitely incredible. I mean, especially since we had world team members go down in Final X, a couple of them, right? So it's a good spot to be. But then there's also that factor of, well, we had guys who are winning world medals, and we want to continue to develop them at the international level. So you can see how some people say it might be detrimental to bring in people at like 65, for example, where Yianni just won a silver medal, and then you bring in a new guy who's only wrestled 2 senior level tournaments, and so maybe that's a risk, and I would say it is a risk, but that's how we do it. So.
But it's almost like when college teams, it's like the starter's so good they could win a national title, but
Sure.
the backups could still be an All-American.
Yeah,
it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah. It's and you just never know, right? And I think that's why we do the wrestle offs for the spot, and I think it's good to give everybody a chance to have their moment, and give everybody a chance to be as good as they can be. We don't lock down those spots if you win a world medal, which I think is the right decision. But you can definitely see from the perspective of some people where you would say, okay, well, this person won a world medal. Wouldn't we just send them back because they have that experience? So you can see it from both perspectives. But I think in America we want to give everybody a chance, and I think that's proven the right route. So.
At practice today, you said you did matches. Can you give some insight on how those went?
Yeah, I won't give you any insight on how the matches went. They went pretty well. We wrestled hard.
Who did you wrestle? Can you give us that?
I wrestled a few of the UPenn guys, but my main match today was TPG, Thomas Gilman. So yeah, him and I we have some battles. I don't know if you guys know what a Metzger is. But from the over-under position, he goes, under the leg. And he was making fun of me like a little bit ago that he Metzgered me a bunch of times. And he did, I'll admit it. But now he thinks he can do it in every single match. So I have to really watch out for it. But yeah, we have we both wrestle really hard. Like that's...
Well, your ear blew open, right?
Yeah. My ear gets cut, my cauliflower ear. he actually, I didn't cut it open wrestling him today, surprisingly. But I would say a factor of both of our wrestling is that we wrestle really hard. So whenever we wrestle each other, we get really, really tired.
Yeah.
So, but it's fun.
I heard that for how small he is, he's like one of the strongest guys you'll ever like feel.
The strongest person I've ever wrestled. Yeah.
You serious?
Yeah. I mean, Zane at full steam is probably stronger, but he's more like kind of explosive, and I don't wrestle him that much because he'll hurt me. But yeah, whenever Gilman grabs you, like he's like every part of his body is like a rock, and he grabs you and it's just like you can't get out. And so I have to like pretend like I'm gonna go tie up on him, or else he'll get in the tie up and I'll just never get out of the tie up. So he's one of the strongest people I've ever. Him and Zane are the two strongest people I've ever wrestled in my whole career.
Nick, you haven't wrestled me.
And I was gonna say, with the exception of Mitch McKee, he might be in the top 3 with those two guys. That guy is really, really strong, and he's almost made me pass out like 3 times with the chest lock. We wrestled so many times.
Pass out?
I'm not kidding you. We were in a folk style. We were wrestling for 3rd and 4th at the Big Ten tournament one time, and I got in on my shot, and I don't think that was the first time I'd wrestled him in folk style, I think, in college anyway. And I shoot in, and he goes chest lock on me and just starts squeezing. And I got lightheaded and like started to see spots. And then I finally like got out and got on top, and I was like, I can never let him do that ever again. His chest lock is insane. I think we had wrestled before that once, and he had done the same thing. And then we wrestled in a duel. He goes for this. He does it, or he does head pinch or chest lock on me, and it was the tightest thing I've ever felt. And he's fighting MMA right now, and I think just kicking butt, which does not surprise me at all. But if I was him in MMA, I would just like take somebody down and just start squeezing them around the chest. Because the first time I wrestled him was it was Fila at the time. It was like Fila juniors or whatever, and he gutted me, and it was the tightest gut ever. I couldn't do anything about it. And so every time I wrestle him, whether it's folk style or freestyle, it doesn't matter. I'm just like, I cannot let him get his arms wrapped around my chest, or else I'm going to be in a world of pain, or my head, or anything. And then the second to last time I wrestled him was my sophomore year at we wrestled so many times. Holy cow! Sophomore year at Nationals, wrestled for 5th, and I ended up pinning him, but he had my head, and he had my head and my arm. He was just like cranking him. And it was one of those situations where either 3 things were going to happen. Either I was going to stay on top and pin him, he was going to roll me through and pin me, or I was going to break my neck, and it was going to be the end of it. And
he was on his back, and your head was like under his arm?
He was like wrenching it. It was crazy, because he went for, I don't know what you guys call it, but he went, what do you guys call it? Tornado or whatever, where you're under the arm and you have the head.
Cow catcher.
Cow catcher. I don't name my moves.
Sure.
He did that because I turned into him from bottom, and then but he went backwards with it for whatever reason. I forget exactly what happened, but yeah, he was just cranking it, and my neck hurt for like 2 weeks after that. I thought something was seriously wrong. But yeah, shout out Mitch McKee. He's gonna keep killing people in MMA. So
I'm surprised you didn't rank DeSanto on that list.
He was pretty strong. I think he's a lot lighter than me right now.
Okay,
but he is reminiscent of Gilman in like their kind of strength for sure.
Yeah, so I can see that.
I just lost my train of thought.
Well,
no. When are you gonna go into MMA? We're talking about.
When
MMA.
am I gonna go into MMA? Well, I already knocked out Beau a few times, but no,
it's kind of a scrub.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, I've messed around with it. It's not really something I'm super passionate about yet, I guess, but I don't know. Someone make me an offer. So let's see. Yeah, I mean, I have aspirations for business and stuff like that. So we'll see where life takes me.
Yeah. Crosby actually got kicked by Beau in the leg.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I let him kick me. Yesterday, and That definitely took away all my aspirations to
I
go
was
into
gonna say,
MMA.
yeah, I wouldn't.
That freaking hurt, dude.
Yeah, man.
Well, if he kicks you, you can see what the difference is.
If he kicks me,
If Nick kicks you,
he's not my weight.
yeah.
Where did
What if
he
it's
kick?
hard?
Where did he kick you?
Like right here.
Oh, yeah, that could be tough.
Yeah. He said that it's like 10 times worse on the calf. So he said he didn't want to do that because I like wouldn't be able to walk the rest of the day.
I would imagine. I think that's one of the reasons I don't want to fight is because my calves bruise easily.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah, I don't know why.
How'd you find out your calves bruised?
Yeah. what?
Dude, after every tournament, I just have like big bruises on my calves.
Dang. We had a teammate who gets really white hands,
I
like
don't know about
loses
that.
all blood flow.
Oh yeah, that's right. You take like circulation
Yeah.
pills.
I get my calves bruised, and then I use my face a lot whenever I wrestle, which is effective, but I get black eyes.
Yeah, I
All the
remember
time,
that.
like,
I saw
bad, man.
If you two wrestle, it'd be like double black
Yeah,
eyes.
Yeah, yeah, bro. Which it's a good way to wrestle. I mean,
guess-
it works.
Head,
Yeah.
hands, hips.
Yeah.
Got your defense.
If you use
there.
your face, you'll always be able to see them.
Hey, that's true.
That's a great quote.
Yeah,
Wow.
you can't ever let someone put your head down. If you can't see your opponent, you're in a bad spot.
Interesting.
Well, you're both 141 pounders.
Yeah, not anymore. I'm big.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
I've,
but-
I've put on quite a bit of
How
weight.
much do you weigh right now?
I'm probably mid 150s right now, maybe like 155, and then I'll start bringing that down as we get closer to the World Championships.
What's the highest you've ever got?
highest I've ever gotten was I think above 160 because I was weighing out of practice at like 158,
Mhm.
and like 158 and a half, and I usually use the least amount I'll lose at practice is like 3 pounds. So I'm assuming I was, clocking in, around 161, something like that. So
Yeah.
that's the guess. But on the scale, highest I've been is like 159.
Man.
Yeah,
Well, Cayden's a Division II national qualifier.
it's big time.
So let's.
He's capping, bro.
So how's a match looking between you two?
I don't know. What's your moves?
Man.
Fireman's carry.
I'll tell you my moves right now. I'm gonna snap down and do a fireman's carry. So now you have the whole scouting report.
Let's fireman's carry versus fireman's carry.
Sure.
You do
that-
fireman's carry?
I do.
Dude, that was
my only move in high school.
my only move in high school. That's the most underrated move for young wrestlers. That move kills. I made a living off of that
Yeah.
until college, and then I stopped doing it in college because I couldn't do it, and then people forgot that I did it, and then I showed up at nationals my freshman year, and I lost. I got pinned in the first round, but then I had to wrestle back on the backside so we could win the national tournament that year. And I just started hitting it again. I was like, wow, this is really working, man.
I think I relate to you 110%.
Yeah.
I just did it every match in high school, did it to college, never worked.
Yeah.
And now I'm just starting to bring it back.
Yeah, yeah.
I wrestled at that Stalemate Street League, and I hit it there, and I'm like, I don't remember last time hitting a fireman's.
It comes in waves, and my rule is you can't practice it. Like, you can't practice it.
Yeah,
Okay.
true. I stopped practicing it.
Yeah, don't practice it, don't drill it. You just find it when it's there.
You know what's crazy is that we go to AWA,
Mhm.
Askren Wrestling Academy, and there's a rule chart on the wall in there. And so in high school, all he hit was fireman's.
Yeah.
And one of the rules on there is 100 push-ups if you hit a fireman's carry during practice.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or head throw.
Or head throw, yeah.
fireman's
So
carry.
he's on to the same thing as I am then.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
There's no way he's saying that fireman's carries don't work.
He said, yeah, that's literally why. He said they don't work at the next level.
Really? Okay, well, I need to talk to him about that. Because that's just bullcrap.
Dude, it is crazy. Because, dude, he had our school takedown record in high school
Yeah.
of 260 takedowns or something.
Whenever he says the next level, what does he mean by that?
I think he just meant after high school.
Because I hit a fireman's carry in the national finals.
Well, think about it. Head throws still work at some point, but it's not like crack. You can't
Yeah.
just keep doing
What?
it.
Yeah. That's true. It's got to come out just out of nowhere. So
Yeah,
I like
that's
that.
true.
Have you ever had any practices that got super chippy? Maybe here on the national team or in years past?
not really on the national team. I think with the national team, it actually stays extra chill,
Oh,
just
okay.
because everyone's competing against each other, and I don't think, no one wants to be that guy. I don't think.
I was gonna ask how chippy it did get if guys were like, oh well, he beat me, but I'm gonna show that I'm better.
I mean, with wrestling, for the most part, whenever you've reached a high level, it takes a certain amount of intelligence, I think, and that intelligence translates to emotional intelligence, and so generally you don't have that attitude. I don't think that attitude's that prevalent. You definitely want to make sure that whenever you wrestle people who you're going to compete against in practice, I mean, you definitely want to, sow doubt if you can. But I mean, like I said, whenever you get to, the highest levels, someone could tech fall me in practice, and I'm still gonna go and be able to, break that down and, make that a close match next time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or even a win next time. So I don't think that's necessarily big at the senior level, just because, and everyone's, a great person and everything like that too. So I think in college though, sometimes you'll see it, just because you'll get a lot of young guys, and sometimes they're out of high school, they're emotional or whatever, and it can get a little bit chippy. But I really believe that if you want to improve your wrestling, you have to take your emotion out of it, right? You can't let your emotion get to you. It's like the oldest trick in the book of the devil, right? Is like, let your emotions make your decisions. And then you just start getting heavy on your feet, and then you start losing your energy a lot faster. So, but I mean, yeah, we've had some guys get chippy in practice sometimes, mostly in dodgeball, not really wrestling. But
It makes sense.
I've seen like legitimate arguments break out over dodgeball where it's been like not a good thing.
Are you serious?
Beau has gotten in shouting matches with our coaches over dodgeball before. So, and then never in wrestling. No, I've never seen an argument happen in wrestling in our room, only in dodgeball and in games. So, it's a competitive group, but it's like the wrestling part is sacred almost. So,
Well, could you imagine? I'd rather say, heck, I won every game of dodgeball at the Penn State wrestling practice.
I'd rather be a 4-time Penn State wrestling room dodgeball champ
yeah,
than a 4-time national champ.
we have
That's what I'm hearing.
we have that too here. So.
Yeah. You have like a name chart, like who's got the most wins?
On dodgeball?
Yeah.
No, but every once in a while we'll do a PowerPoint presentation before practice of dodgeball power rankings.
No
Shut
way.
up.
So yeah,
No way.
I've actually been putting together this year's, but I haven't had time to present it or anything. But yeah, that was always fun. I never came in very high, but I'm more of a political player anyway. So.
Where do you guys? There's a screen out there?
We have it's like a projector, and there's a white screen that we can pull down.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we'll do, and then Coach Cael will give videos or presentations sometimes on there.
Dude, that's awesome.
So
actually.
yeah, it's nice. We get a little mental bite or something, before every practice. So
Yeah.
it's nice.
Who's usually top of that power rankings?
Top of the power rankings, Jake Varner. Yeah, and
Really?
He's a big target.
Bo Nickel was talking a lot of trash yesterday.
yeah, I mean, Beau, yes, but also everyone is gonna throw at Beau. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Varner, while he definitely is one of the better players, but more so, he's got all these college kids just completely hypnotized. They won't ever throw at him.
Oh.
They won't ever throw at him.
So he's
And
like,
then-
I'm your teammate.
And then
I'm
the
good.
club guy, there's a lot of nuances. Like, people have asked me, oh, how would I do playing dodgeball if I came to Penn State dodgeball room? You could be one of the best. You could be the best dodgeball player in the world, like regular dodgeball, and then come in and play partner dodgeball and just get smoked, because there is political nuances in the room, and you have to understand how they work. It's like geopolitics at a large level. There's different alliances. There's like the alliances that you know about. There's the alliances that you don't know about. And then there's alliances that, like, whenever a certain person gets out, they're gone. And you don't know unless you play every single day. So, like I said, there's a lot of nuances, and it's tough out there.
Dude, that's so true. Because yesterday when we were playing, it was just us three and Bartlett.
Yeah.
And Bartlett kept trying to like roll me the ball when he was down, but I was like, dude, you're like, he's gonna chuck it at me right when
Yeah.
I like go.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you never know, dude.
It's tough.
You didn't think dodgeball could ever get that deep.
It's very deep. It's very deep. I actually had to stop playing for a little while, like my senior year, because I was like one of the only older guys, and so at the time the political nuance was, we're gonna, like, young guys kind of stick together until the old guys are out. So everyone was coming after me, and like I didn't want to get hurt and stuff, so I just had to quit playing because I got really mad at these guys, and I I'll form a personal grudge for someone that comes after me in dodgeball consistently, and I don't want that to carry over after the dodgeball game. So I just had to stop for a while because I was finding myself not liking certain people on the team because they came after me in dodgeball.
I can see that. We play wall ball, a little different.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So I had to take myself out of it for a little while.
Who's normally your partner in the partner one?
In the partner dodgeball, right now my partner is consistently Kyle Dake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's that?
God, yeah. I don't actually know. It's some blonde guy.
I guess he's getting younger, right?
Dude, he's going on 18 right now, so
Man.
getting younger every day.
Are you guys playing? Wait. Okay. Last dodgeball question.
Sure.
Yeah.
Are you guys playing dodgeball like with the national team, or world team?
We've played a little bit like before practice. Some of them have dipped their toes in, but not so much. We try to keep it, I guess, focused on the wrestling.
Yeah.
So plus it's like we have a lot of people in here,
Yeah.
so it's hard to have good dodgeball games with a lot of people.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I noticed something on your Instagram
Mhm.
when your posts. I know you said this twice at least in your caption. It was like a red circle with a line through it with a cricket emoji.
Oh,
what
yeah.
does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Coach Cael will get mad at me. It's just it's the idea of there's a story in the Bible about whenever the Israelites are coming into the Promised Land, and they send out spies and they come back and they say, oh, the people there are so large, we're like grasshoppers to them, and so they end up not going into the Promised Land. But the idea is, go and take what you want, no matter what the obstacles are. So it's kind of just my own. It's my own. It's my own reminder of that. So it's,
Don't be a cricket.
yeah, or just be brave and whatever obstacles are there because it's worth getting. So something like that.
That's cold. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like
Sometimes
that.
I see Crosby as a cricket.
What?
So
What?
Yeah.
she's playing. If you were president right now, what would you change?
Everything. Yeah. I would fire so many people.
What would our gas prices be at if you were president?
That's a great question. They'd be cheaper than what it is, for sure. It'd be pretty cheap because I would start drilling on all the oil we have in the United States. I think people don't understand. They're gonna drill for oil somewhere. Right now we buy it from Venezuela and Russia. Why don't we just get it here? I don't understand. It would be so much cheaper. So instead we're just paying way more for gas to make it look like we're pro green energy,
Yeah.
even though you're actually not. So yeah, I would. There's quite a few I would change. I would fire a lot of people. No offense, but you do a lot. I know they do things. It's not like they don't do anything. They do things. They're just doing the wrong things. So
Interesting.
yeah. So yeah, I will run for president one day. So keep an eye out for that.
Actually,
Probably not. Probably not. But they should just put me in charge.
at least clear things with you.
Yeah, give me a call.
Yeah, run things by me.
Run things by me, man.
We can add your number on the podcast right here.
For sure. Yeah. Maybe my burner.
We actually did forget something to start the whole show.
Yeah, you can take it.
So we do. Our last guest asks the next guest a question,
Okay.
not knowing who it is.
Okay.
So our last one was Kassar,
Okay.
and he didn't know who this was coming to, but he's asking, if money had no value, what would you be doing right now?
If money had no value, probably like trying to gather my food because money has no value.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Maybe not like.
More of let's say money, it has value, but you have so much of it that it doesn't.
Oh.
Like you
Yeah,
can do
don't
whatever you
need-
want.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I'd be on a yacht in the middle of the ocean or something, like just living life, man. Yeah.
Now wrestling.
I mean, I just don't see any reason to get like black eyes and stuff. You know what I mean? Maybe I will for fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like you could make a lot of a difference with a ton of money, but now it's more of a question of like, what would you do if you had $1,000,000? But no, I think yeah, I mean, if money was no object, I could just do whatever. I would definitely just try to I would take time to try to make my body like as healthy as possible, and then also like make my mind as healthy as possible, like spiritually and stuff, and get in touch with that side. So we miss, just because we're trying to make a living, I think we miss out on that part, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I think I would spend a lot of time trying to do with some spiritual growth and stuff like that. So yeah.
Where do you see your businesses going? Are you just going all in on your clothing brand?
No, I mean, it's a lot of what I do right now, and it's just me right now, and it's obviously not a huge operation, but it's fun, and it's given me a good foundation of business, and I think we did very, very well, and so we'll see kind of how far that goes, and then as far as other businesses, it's hard for me to predict really what I'll do. Now that I have a background in apparel, maybe apparel is something that I continue to do into the future. But I think we'll just kind of see where life takes me as far as that goes, man. I always have good business ideas, but sometimes it's just about capital.
Sure.
That's the world that we live in. So we'll see. And then I'd like to get some more school in at some point as well.
Really?
So,
More school.
Yeah, grad school, man. Got to. I want to go potentially to law school, so we'll see. My dad's
Really?
an attorney.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I like helping people, and that's a good way to help people, I think. So
Yeah. What was your major this time when you were there?
my major was health policy and administration. I started in kinesiology, and I hated the biology classes. I got A's in them, but it was just like really boring, and I had to study so much for stuff that I thought was really boring, so I didn't like it. And then I have an easier time, even if I have to study a lot. If it's something I'm interested in, I don't mind it. So
Jeez, you sound like somebody that had do you have 4.0?
close.
Close?
I was close. I was close to a 4.0. I think my cumulative whenever I graduated was like a 3.8 or something, and then I started a new major. I had a COVID year, and I had already graduated, and so I had to start a new major essentially just to stay eligible and stuff. I could have done a grad program, but I didn't want to do that. I just kind of wanted to have a little bit of a lighter schedule and focus a little more on wrestling for that last COVID year. And so I started a new minor, and I didn't really, to be honest, I didn't put full effort into my grades just because, I wasn't trying to graduate with it, and I didn't need to be eligible. So I just kind of, took classes and stuff that I was interested in. So my grades weren't great for those 2 semesters, but for, whenever I graduated with my undergrad, I think I was a 3.8 or something around there. So it's not that hard to get good grades in college, I don't think. So do you guys agree with that? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, us two take a lot of online classes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but that's cool too. I don't necessarily. I think everyone learns in different ways. Online school is one of the coolest things ever, because now anybody on earth can get a quote unquote college education, which is awesome. I can learn. I've been learning, how to take the LSAT, the entrance exam for law school, from my computer. I don't have to go to class or anything. So I think that's really cool. I don't think there's, eventually all school is going to be online probably. But yeah, if you just go to class and pay attention in class, you really don't have to study that much. So,
I mean, where we're at right now in the Penn State whole wrestling facility,
yeah,
just absolutely amazing.
Uh-huh.
And I don't see much guys going so hard on social media.
Yeah.
What are you ever going to make a jump to really go more into that?
I hate social media, man. I can't stand it. The only reason I have social media is because it's necessary to an extent. If you want to, make some money here and there, because, contrary to popular belief, wrestling does not pay so well. It's not the NFL, which we're working on all that. But, I mean, we have a large social media followings. People are interested in it. And, mine's not too big, but I think the people that follow me are interested in stuff I have to say and stuff. And I have it more just to have a place to put things out whenever I want to put it out. So whenever I started my company, it's nice to have a social media following to start with.
Sure.
But if I could delete it right now, I would 100%. I would
Really?
just delete
Wow.
it. Yeah, man. I hate it. I don't like I don't like how much time I spend on the screen and
Sure.
just like I don't really. It's not that I don't like people. I just like don't care what other people are doing if I'm not like there and involved in it. And it's like, oh, cool. You're on the beach. So is like 50 other people. So
That's funny. I can see that. I know a lot of guys don't do social media here, or at least enjoy doing it.
It's
So,
the
yeah.
Coach Cael approach.
yeah, I mean, Coach Cael, sees he's a smart guy. He sees the harmful aspects of social media, and it's simultaneously one of the biggest and most powerful tools ever created by humans, and probably one of the most harmful things ever created by humans, right? So it's you have to find the balance, and you have to go into it with a healthy approach. So yeah, it's interesting, and I think a lot of people are better off just not being on it. But for some people, with some things that you want to do, it's necessary to go, right? Like this podcast, for example, with a large social media following, it's giving a lot of people access to high-level wrestlers and kind of their thoughts and stuff, and that's extremely useful. But then you go into the world of there's all kinds of harmful stuff on the internet that I don't need to talk about, but so it's like I said, it's simultaneously a fantastic tool and potentially a huge danger. So you just have to go into it with a level-headed mind, especially whenever you're the one putting out content. So, but yeah, give it a few years and then I will no longer be on social media. Hopefully, so we'll see.
What do you think's the number one problem with the world?
With the world, probably people on it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't know, man. I think we have a lot of different problems, but if you were gonna narrow down, all the problems in the world, it would come down to humans, and so it would come down to human fallacies. So I think people just need to be, honest and genuine, and that even that won't fix everything.
Sure.
That might even make things worse, honestly, now that I think about it. But
Oh gosh. Maybe you shouldn't be president.
yeah, maybe I shouldn't be president. I don't know.
Yeah, that red
I
button.
should be
might-
king.
that red button.
King is what they should make me. So that way I'm not accountable to anybody else. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot wrong with the world, but there's also a lot of good things in the world. So
You said you love history.
hmm
What's your favorite part of American history?
American history.
Yep.
American history. I think the Revolutionary War is like the beginning of America, and I think it's a period that a lot of people, they kind of know about it, but not too much. I think it's really cool because it's you had a minority of people that felt strongly about a certain thing, and so they started a war because of it, and ended up creating from tiny little colonies, probably the greatest nation to ever be on the face of the earth. So it's, and whenever you kind of read about the founding fathers and stuff, they strongly believed in what they did, and a lot of them ended up getting captured and tortured and stuff because of all that. So it was an interesting time in the world. But I mean, we learned a lot about American history. I think our education system doesn't cover history nearly well enough. Like, you guys have seen those videos where they ask, who is the first president of the United States? And they go, Kanye West. Like, they have no idea. So it's unfortunate. But yeah, I think for American history, definitely like the birth of our nation is awesome. And it's an incredible story. So
Yeah.
Sweet.
yeah.
Do you think you're born in the wrong time period?
No, I love living right now. I can pull out my phone and I can order anything in the entire world, and it'll be on my doorstep in like 3 minutes. That's incredible. And if you ever say that I was born in the wrong time period, think about how amazing it is that you can order anything and it'll be on your doorstep like within a week. It's
crazy.
Incredible.
It's only going to get better too.
No one in the history of the world would have ever thought that that would ever be possible. So that's a good thing to be grateful for whenever you wake up in the morning, right?
It's a great point.
Yeah.
What do you think about the alien invasion?
The fake alien invasion?
No, it's real.
Is it?
I think it's real.
Well, I got a question for you because then we're doing some talking, and it's like if you believe in aliens, and it's like it's not the gospel,
that's
but it's
right.
fallen angels.
Wait, is this something going on right now? There's an
Yeah,
invasion?
somebody was in like a court or
hearing?
something, and he said under oath that aliens or the U.S. has aliens or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that guy's full of crap.
You think so?
100%. Because this is what he said. He said we recovered non-human biologics, those were his exact words, on a non-human craft, which means that the meme going around was that literally means it could have been an ant floating on a leaf. He said it so vaguely. That guy's full of crap, and the only reason he was out there saying that is because at the same time that was happening, the president's son is getting convicted for all this.
Yes,
right.
right.
You know
I
what I
forgot
mean?
about
Yeah,
that.
he's
right.
getting convicted for taking literal bribes, right? And so all this stuff is going on, and then and shame on everybody who is like looking at this while the president's son is literally taking bribes and getting caught on camera doing crack, and they're just like, "Oh, guys, aliens!" It's like, yeah, no one's ever said there's aliens before. Are you kidding me? We've been through this before. But if he was actually saying that the government had aliens and they came from like a spacecraft from an extraterrestrials, he would have just said we have extraterrestrial aliens with spacecraft that wasn't made on
Sure.
the planet. But he didn't say that. He
Yeah,
said it in the most lawyerly way ever because he's full of crap.
And it's not even blaming people as a mass.
Yeah.
It's the media, right?
Yes.
It's they control what you see, and
yeah,
it's
and he's a
deep.
federal agent. This is what they do.
yeah, that's a great point.
Well,
Yeah.
did you hear about the whole like Ocean Gate thing?
Which one?
Where the submarine.
Oh, they
Like
knew
it was
that
dead after
and
like
stuff?
2 hours,
But
but like
what
they
was-
threw it out for 4 days.
Yeah.
Like
But
it was
they
still
knew
there.
about it within
Yeah,
a day of it happening or
With
something.
the technology that they have on submarines and stuff, I think they know, everything that's in the ocean. So, and there's technology they have that we don't even know about. But that one I don't know as much about.
Well, that was the
because-
week that happened. Was like the week they were releasing the Epstein files or something.
Oh yeah, the Epstein files. We're never gonna find out what happened
No.
with that ever, never. So, yeah, man, it's a strange world we live in. There's a lot of distractions, and people think that because we live in America, we're immune to propaganda and stuff, but it's the opposite almost. So, and the way that our economic and political structures right now, we're at a point where we're moving into kind of this corporatism of where corporations will do essentially whatever the government says, and corporatism, the person who implemented it first was Mussolini in Italy. And it's just the idea that the corporations are there to serve the state, and so they should follow the direction of the state, and it's not great. So
Yeah. Man. Yeah, you seem to know a lot more than me.
well, I read about it a lot.
Yeah.
I'm interested in it and stuff
Yeah,
like that,
for
and
sure.
maybe I'm wrong, but
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, have you ever heard of the DopamineO, all these bands right here?
dude, I see them everywhere, and I have never used them, but they seem awesome. Like, I'm a big band workout guy, so
Yeah, definitely. I use them personally.
Yeah.
Before practice, stretching out. After practice, keeping
Yeah.
that sweat going. Love them. We actually got a challenge for you.
sure.
Use
What's the challenge?
Like bag's right next to you.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. So the challenge is the break the bolt challenge.
What do I have to do?
You have to break the bolt.
I have to break this?
Yeah.
I'm
That's the
afraid
bolt band.
You have the opportunity to break it, but
It's
will you
gonna,
break
like-
it's the question.
It's gonna like snap in my face, is it?
Nickel said the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
It
You get
won't?
3 tries. You can move the mic out of your way if you need space,
Hold
but
on. I'm gonna try to get it right now. If I can't get it right now, I won't get it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's a
Uh-oh.
that's a quadruple.
Oh, frick. I just squeezed the crap out of my fingers, though. Who got it? Did anybody get it?
Nobody.
No one got
Not
it.
even-
Nobody?
Spencer Lee was the closest.
Did Tony get it?
No.
Get this
No
out.
one can get it.
I'm not doing that if
Yes.
Tony didn't get it.
Spencer Lee put it under his foot and like pulled it way up. but
Oh, really?
That was the closest
See,
it got.
I would have been afraid for my eyeballs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
No,
but
it ain't gonna break.
I need these bad boys. He's a streamer, too. He needs to have his eyeballs, too. Shame on him for for putting his face at risk like that.
well, today's your lucky day because we have a DopamineO
Oh,
gift
let's
bag
go.
for you.
I appreciate
So
that,
yeah, you'll
guys.
get
Thank
a
you.
full-sized band that's categorized
Bet.
to your weight, and then you'll get that blue
Sweet.
bolt band and then a yellow stretch band.
Dude, I'm probably going to take these to World Championships, so
That's perfect.
let's go. Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, of course.
Fun fact.
Oh yeah, this is the last segment.
Oh, yeah.
Fun fact. Fun fact about anything. Doesn't have to be about you.
A fun fact about anything. Well, I feel like it should be history related since
Yeah,
we've been talking
sure.
about all that. Oh, here's oh, wait. Maybe I shouldn't say that, actually.
I think you should
You
say
can
it.
say whatever you want.
I was going to say fun fact. So whenever you go vote, there's poll watchers from each party. Fun fact, Republicans have not been allowed to have poll watchers in polls for the last 40 years, 40.
Wait, what? Why?
What? Is that a fact?
It's a fact.
Why is that?
They were held up by a judge in New Jersey. And I don't think it's as big of like a alarm as a lot of people would have. I'm a registered independent, by the way, but I just think that was really interesting. Because you can also, your campaign can have poll watchers, but yeah, I heard that on I'll plug everybody. Every morning I listen to the Morning Wire on the Daily Wire. It's a free show. It's on Spotify. Like, give it a listen. It's like 10 minutes. I lay in bed and I just turn it on so I get my news of the day. But that's where I learned that, and it was wild to me. But campaigns can have poll watchers, so I guess it's not as big of a deal. But yeah, interesting. That's an interesting.
That is,
factoid.
yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Maybe not very fun.
You go.
Oh, dude, I suck. I'd never come with a fun fact.
I can have a fun fact. I think I'm having more personal fun facts.
All right.
Yeah.
Just maybe that something like the podcast wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Well, when we're walking into this room, we saw Kyle Snyder there, and
Yeah.
I got really nervous.
Here's another fun fact. Kyle Snyder has never underhooked me.
Really?
He can't get it. Yeah,
You can't get it.
he can't get an underhook on me.
Shoot,
about you?
dude.
Come on.
Fun fact. Oh, fun fact. I guess this is a fun fact for you.
Sure.
I bought a gi yesterday.
Oh, you're getting into that jujitsu, huh?
No, but I bought a gi.
Just cause. I bought I went through a phase where I wanted to like wear like those Japanese kimonos.
Oh.
They're so comfortable, and I have them. They're at my family home in Michigan, but
You're
they're
talking like the
really
full
comfy.
like the one where it goes one over the other.
It's like like the kimonos. Yeah, it's like, I think it's Japanese, and they wear the kimono, and it has like floral patterns or
Yeah.
whatever on it. It's so comfortable.
Really?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's like, it's a bathrobe, but it's like thinner,
Sure.
and it was very comfy. But I don't wear them now because I am too busy. But
I bet Spencer wears those.
Maybe.
He was in Japan for like a
he
month.
probably has one. I have if anybody watches Naruto, I have an Akatsuki robe too. That thing's sick.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Sweet.
Well, we got one more thing for you.
Sweet.
As a thank you.
Oh shoot! I completely forgot about this. This goes to every single guest.
Oh,
It's
no
a
way.
personalized Clash of Combat
Yo.
plaque. You're our
Thank you, guys.
21st guest.
Jeez.
Yeah, so number 21.
This is
on
going
there
in my
for you.
office. Thank you guys.
Yeah, of course.
I'm coming away with a full stack of gifts
Yes, sir.
today,
Yes,
man.
Sir, we bring goodies here. It's like Christmas.
Just like Christmas, man. That's what I was gonna say. Thank you guys. I
Yeah,
appreciate
and
it.
then we have you have to give a question to the next guest.
A question to the next guest.
It's most likely somebody around here.
Let's see here. What question should I ask? I feel like it should be like a All right, if you could live in any South American country, what country would it be?
So
We'll see if they know any South American countries.
Yeah, they might not, but
I know one. Brazil.
Oh, Chile. Oh, wait, that's a town. Never mind.
no, Chile.
Wait, oh, it is. That's
it's
the long
just
one.
country. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's
Chile,
right.
You got Peru and Bolivia.
Yeah.
And
Quit
Colombia.
down
Yeah.
yourself.
There's a ton down there.
Yeah, Argentina. Come on.
Yeah,
There we go.
that might be mine.
Should we just keep naming off? See how far we go.
Argentina.
I think that might be the one.
Buenos
that I would
Aires?
live in. They have good beef down there. So
All right.
Sweet. Well, thank you.
Yes,
we really
yeah,
appreciate it.
thank you guys. I appreciate it. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, let's go. Sure.